Hello and welcome to the English Language Learning Podcast with video. The title of our reading today, a leitura de hoje é Night Shifts Are Infinitely Better Than Day Shifts by user AwkLemon. More pay, less strict on rules. The atmosphere is just so much more chilled out. You don't have the daytime bosses breathing down your neck. There's usually less night bosses and they're way more chill. The only thing that sucks is the hours, but I've never really had a problem on weekends either since I usually go out and stay up late anyways. Let's read that one more time. It's very short. Again, isso é uma opinião impopular na rede social do Reddit, ou Reddit, como falamos em inglês. E vamos ler de novo. E então, vamos focar no vocabulário difícil, né? Porque não tem muito, porque só tem dois parágrafos. Okay, again, night shifts are infinitely better than day shifts by user AwkLemon. More pay, less strict on rules. The atmosphere is just so much more chilled out. You don't have the daytime bosses breathing down your neck. There's usually less night bosses and they're way more chill. The only thing that sucks is the hours, but I've never really had a problem on weekends either, since I usually go out and stay up late anyways. So this is about work, night shifts versus day shifts. And AwkLemon, this is the username on Reddit. It's anonymous. I don't know who this person is. Eu não conheço essa pessoa, AwkLemon. Vamos, vocabulário, all things English. We do some grammar, but usually we focus on vocab. So a shift at work, night shifts, day shifts. Who works shifts? Quem trabalha nesse sentido, né? Com particular fase ou segmento do dia ou pela noite, né? Police officers usually work shifts. Nurses usually work shifts. Someone in California, if you work at a grocery store, many of them are 24 horas, né? Então pessoas trabalham em shifts, the day shift or the night shift. Em português, turno de trabalho. Turno. Turno de trabalho. Strict. This is in the first line here. More pay, less strict on rules. And that's usually a good thing. Well, not always, I guess. You don't want Você não quer seus políticos ser menos rígidos nas regras, né? Mas seu gerente, sim. So strict, rígido, not relaxed, not flexible, inflexible, rígido. In English, we have rigid as well, strict or rigid. And they're saying more pay. You get paid more at night. And the boss, the manager, is less strict, less rigid with the rules. Maybe you can eat somewhere where normally during a day shift you can't eat. Maybe you can arrive a little bit late. Maybe you can leave a little bit early. Maybe you get an extra smoke break if you're working late. What's next? To chill out. The atmosphere is just so much more chilled out. This is a phrasal verb. I guess in this case, a phrasal adjective. How do we know if it's a phrasal verb or a phrasal adjective? Grammar. Yeah, you have to look. Where is it in a sentence? Who are the neighbors? There's no one to the right because it's the end of the sentence. To the left, we have, more. So it could be a noun. You can have more food. You can also have more energy. But let's see, what else do we have? Is, okay, so it comes after to be. Usually when something comes after to be, we're thinking adjective. Phrasal adjective. Also, it has an ed. We use ed in English like ido or ado in the translation for chilled out. Let's do it together. O ambiente é muito mais relaxado or tranquilo, right? Relaxed, relaxado, with the ado or ido. So to chill out or to be chilled out is to be relaxed, uh, to be um, to be tranquil. But we don't use tranquil in English very often. It exists, but we don't typically speak like that. Chill out. To breathe down someone's neck. To breathe down some. To breathe down someone's neck. Now this is bad boss behavior. You don't have the daytime bosses breathing down your neck. This is a an expression that means putting pressure on you, micromanaging you, and you can imagine. I mean, if we think podemos imaginar uma pessoa sentada no computador como eu agora e o gerente bem atrás dele ou dela, respirando. "Oh, o que você está fazendo agora? Ok. Ah, isso não dá certo. Oh, isso é errado. Ah, tem que fazer isso de novo." Breathing down someone's neck is to apply pressure, to micromanage, aplicar, criar, produzir pressão, microgerenciar. Well, I think I nailed that in Portuguese. Microgerenciar. I've never used that word. Eu nunca usei essa palavra, esse verbo. Uh, to be chill, we did this already in a different section, but they use it again. Eles usam de novo. Theirs, and that's interesting. Um, let's see. There is usually less night bosses, and they're telling us, Google Grammar is telling us, I'm not going to change it. Eu não vou mudar porque eu copiou e colei essa do internet, né? So I'm not going to change that. There's usually less night bosses. Normalmente tem menos gerentes de noite, pela noite. And they're way more chill. E eles estão bem mais tranquilo or relaxado. So again, to be chill. And how do we know it's to be? Como sabemos que estamos usando to be? Well, right here, there. They are. Are is to be conjugado, right? For they. They are. Way more, muito mais, bem mais, muito mais. Usamos way, não só para caminho, right? I know the way, mas também usamos por muito, muito. Um, way more chill, bem mais, muito mais relaxado. Let's go down to suck. To suck would be chupar, but we don't use it like that typically, right? This is not a common Portuguese phrase. Essa chupa. That would be very strange, I think. But we use suck as an adjective like bad, not good. É uma droga, uma merda. The only thing that sucks, a única coisa que é uma merda é as horas, right? You have to work at night. Humans, for a long time, we sleep at night. What else do we have? So to suck, not good, bad, not enjoyable. Ser uma merda. To go out, where do we have this? To go out. The only thing that sucks is the hours, but I've never really had a problem on weekends either, since I usually go out and stay up late anyway. So go out, sair. Mas eu nunca tive um problema nos fins de semana, tampouco, porque normalmente, usualmente, geralmente eu saio, I think, e eu fico acordado. We don't know if this is a man or a woman. Or a lemon. I usually go out and stay up. Normalmente eu vou sair, eu saio e fico acordado em qualquer caso. So, do we miss anything? There is and there are. Yeah, usually you hear people say theirs. There's a lot of sales during Christmas. You technically should say there. There are, or there. But frequently when we speak, right, and this is going to be, isso vai ter um tema comum em todos os vídeos, que as pessoas falam um jeito diferente que eles escrevam, particularmente quando está escrevendo uma coisa, um e-mail ou um livro, um artigo. Então, se você está lendo um artigo ou um e-mail, vocês vão ter um som diferente que as pessoas conversando, né? Porque quando você está conversando com alguém, em português também, você não está percebendo, ou pensando ou valorizando as regras da gramática. And this is a good example in English. There is. So you will hear native speakers. Você vai ouvir pessoas falantes do inglês nativos fala erradamente com frequência, com frequência. E nos Estados Unidos não valorizamos a gramática correta, não. Até se alguém, particularmente um falante nativo, né? Se alguém está te corrigindo bastante, ou até uma vez, normalmente temos um nome para essa pessoa, um grammar Nazi, um Nazi de gramática. So we don't care about the grammar so much. Of course, there are mistakes that we notice que podemos perceber, mas não valorizamos essa coisa. I believe that's it. We have questions now, and I will ask the questions in Portuguese as well. Eu vou também falar, ler essas perguntas em português também, para as pessoas com nível mais básico, mais fundamental, né? Questions, perguntas. Have you ever worked a night shift? Let me keep that to the left. Have you ever worked a night shift? Have you? Have you ever? Present perfect. Se você já alguma vez. Always. That will be present perfect. Have you ever? E não tem exceção nisso também, né? Sometimes we mix, podemos misturar ou substituir past simple and present perfect. E nesses casos, não. Have you ever worked a night shift? Se você já alguma vez trabalhou em um turno de noite. No, I have never worked a night shift. I've never worked in a grocery store or restaurant. I'm not a police officer. If you listen to my podcast at all, which now you can watch, you would know that I'm definitely not a police officer. Nurse, no. Tem muitos enfermeiras na minha família. Meu irmão é um policial que trabalha às vezes pela noite no fim de semana. E nurses, all of them, without exception, work night shifts. What about you? Se você já alguma vez trabalhou no turno de noite? Number 2, in your opinion or in your experience, what is more preferable, a night shift or a day shift? Explain your answer a bit, um pouco, a bit. E na sua opinião ou na sua experiência, o que é mais preferável? Um turno de noite ou um turno do dia? Por favor, explicar sua resposta um pouquinho. I am conventional here. I think a day shift is preferable, but I could imagine, eu poderia imaginar circunstâncias quando um turno de noite seria melhor, né? So, for example, and it depends, right? Depende no trabalho, no tipo de trabalho. So, for example, if you're studying or you're taking you're taking summer class or night class or online class, right? That's very common now. Online class, as I was online, and you have a job at night with a chilled out or relaxed boss or manager, that would work well. You can sit somewhere and study and prepare for an exam or study your subject, your topic. And a day shift, I agree. A day shift, the managers are more strict. They're more rigid. They're more inflexible. Um, so I think typically, generally, I prefer or I would prefer a day shift, but specifically, uh, under some circumstances, sob algumas circunstâncias, eu preferia turno de noite. Does your boss or manager breathe down your neck, or do they give you some breathing room? Ou o frase breathing room, espaço para respirar, não foi na leitura, né? But that would be the opposite of breathing down your neck. Se o seu gerente ou boss, o chefe, como fala isso de novo? That's difficult to say that in a sentence. Let me move this again to the side for you. Agora, no momento, no seu trabalho, eu estou perguntando se seu chefe ou gerente te microgerencia ou se eles dão um espaço para você respirar ou no sentido mesmo do breathing room, significa espaço para trabalhar, para fazer, para operar, né? So again, in English, does your boss or manager breathe down your neck, or do they give you some breathing room? Speculation. Why do you think day bosses or managers might be different than night bosses and managers? And what is Google telling us here? Different from, different than? No, I reject that. Ignore. Por que você acha os gerentes, os chefes do dia pode ser diferente que ou os gerentes ou chefes da noite, nos turnos da noite? I would imagine that busier during the day, things are busier. There are more customers, more clients in some work, right? Um, I think, more customers and more chaos means follow the rules more, because the rules eliminar chaos, they eliminate chaos a little bit. What do you think? Why do you think day bosses and managers might be different than or from night bosses and managers? Thank you for listening. Like or subscribe. You should. Se eu posso fazer esses vídeos corretos, você deveria ver uma opção para seguir ou inscrever, subscribe or inscreve to the YouTube channel. Otherwise, thanks for listening.